Hello everyone, my name is Miss Krista and I'm a librarian at the Sterling Heights Public Library in Sterling Heights, Michigan. Thank you for joining me today for another virtual 4:30 fun time. Today we're making our very own Newton's Cradle. The Newton's Cradle is a device that demonstrates the conservation of momentum and energy, and it's named after Sir Isaac Newton. It's also just kind of cool to play with. This craft is best for older elementary and middle schoolers and tweens. But if you have a younger child, they can enjoy it too, but with the help of a grown-up. This craft you could have registered for and come to the library and picked up one of these kits. Everything you need for this activity is in this bag except for hot glue and tape. You'll need to get those. So let's open up our craft and see what's inside.
Okay, opening your craft pack, you have a variety of craft sticks and a bag with 8 marbles and 12 pieces of string in 2 colors. We're setting that to the side. You need to sift through these and find the ones that look like this with the flat ends. You should have 6 of them. We're going to use these first to find all 6. We also need to find the 4 smaller craft sticks that look like popsicle sticks. You're going to pull those out and set them off to the side, and you're going to line them up like this. Make them as even as you can on the end there. If one is longer than the other, feel free to cut it off, but you can also use the smaller stick to hide any of those longer edges. So we're going to hot glue the smaller popsicle stick to the edge of these squared off craft sticks. I'm adding hot glue, and you can put this over the edge a little bit so that none of those square craft sticks pokes out. You don't want any poked out. And I'm going to do this on both sides just like this. You can see both of mine are done now. I'm going to flip it over and repeat by putting these small popsicle sticks on either side. This is the base of the Newton's Cradle, so you don't want any of the squared off craft sticks poking out. The smaller popsicle sticks help to hide those uneven edges. So just secure them both on the bottom here with the hot glue, and then we will move on to the sides of the Newton's Cradle. I set our base to the side and I have these large craft sticks. I've given you extra craft sticks for this reason, just in case one or more of yours is splintered or bent like this one. You should have 2 extra craft sticks, so the bad ones I'm throwing off to the side, and I have my 12 good ones. I'm going to start by using 4. We're going to form a square out of 4 of the large craft sticks. Make it as square as you can and add hot glue to the corners to form a square. This is the side of our Newton's Cradle. You're going to make 2 squares for the 2 sides of the Newton's Cradle. Okay, you see that I have my 2 sides, and this is how they're going to go on either side of our base. We just have one more thing to do before we attach it to the base. We need to add 1 more large craft stick to the top of the side. So flip them over so that the craft sticks are on the same side like this. And this is going to be one side. Now flip them over, and you're going to add an extra craft stick to the top here. This is going to provide a good foundation for the top of our Newton's Cradle. So only the top of the sides will have double craft sticks. Not the sides, not the bottom, but we want it on the top so we have a good foundation to put a large craft stick to hold our yarn. So I'm going to attach these and come back in a second. Okay, now you see what the top of our sides look like with the double craft stick up there. That is going to be our top. We're going to glue them on either side of our base just like this. Okay, so we're going to pick up our base. We're going to add our hot glue there on the edge. Taking our side, making sure that double craft stick is pointed up, we're just going to hold it to the base, making sure it's as straight up as possible. and just hold it until it cools. And there you go. You have one side attached to your base. Now we're adding hot glue to the second one, and we're going to add our second side. Hold it as straight as possible so that your sides are as straight as they can be. We are going to add some support to the sides to help them stay straight in just a moment. And you have your base now and your sides of the Newton's Cradle completed. Now we're going to take the large craft sticks with the 6 dots on them. This is for the top of your Newton's Cradle. We are going to hot glue them to the top here. Put the dots facing in, just like this. You want the dots as even as possible with each other. These are just guides for your string so that you can have an approximate location to tape to keep your marbles even. Put the hot glue here on this double craft stick. That's why we've doubled it up, to give us a bigger platform for the glue. And place it as evenly in the center as you can. Now we're moving to the other side, adding hot glue. We're going to add the large craft stick with the black dots, making sure the dots are as even across from the other black dots as possible. Now that that is completed, you will notice that your Newton's Cradle could bend in slightly. So I have provided 2 extra craft sticks to provide support. You're going to glue them to the top, making sure that the sides of your Newton's Cradle are as straight as possible, and this will prevent them from bending in while you're using it. So you're going to do this to both sides. Okay, so we have our Newton's Cradle completed except for the string and marbles. You have your base, the sides, and the top, and you are ready to add the marbles. So get the bag with the marbles and the string and open it up. You are given 8 marbles. In case a couple roll away, you're only going to use 6. You are also given 2 different types of string. One is a little bit thicker. The red, it will be easier to glue to your marbles. So if you have smaller children or you're just having trouble with the thinner string being glued, you have the red as a possibility. I am going to use the thinner kind of teal and beige string, and I'm going to show you how to adhere it to the marbles. Hot glue will not permanently stick to the marble, so after the hot glue is dried, it will just pop off if you are too rough with it. So let me show you how to adhere the marble to the string. Take one piece of string and bend it in half. You want the ends to be even. Then you're going to pull that down and you will find the center point there. A little bit of a loop, that's the center. And you're gonna hold on to that loop. Get a little dollop of hot glue onto your marble and use that little loop and push it into the glue. And then separate the 2 sides and pull it down into the glue on either side of the marble like that. And then I always add a second dab of glue on top to make sure that that string is secured. Now you need to set this off to the side and let this cool. We're going to repeat 5 more times with the 5 other marbles. So you're going to have 6 marbles attached to the string. Set it aside to cool, and we're going to move on to the next one. When you have added the string to all 6 marbles and they have cooled, it is time to add them to your Newton's Cradle. So separate the strings like this and hold it over the dots on either side. You want that marble to dangle in the middle. When you have your marble in a good position, you're going to grab a piece of tape and hold one side with one finger and tape to the Newton's Cradle, and then repeat with the second side. The tape is important because it allows you to make adjustments as you go. So if you notice that your marble is too much to the right or to the left or too high or too low, the tape allows you to make those adjustments. So now with the second marble, you're going to use the dots as a guide again and line it up with your first as evenly as possible. And then continue to tape each one in place. Once you have all 6 of your marbles in a line and they're even up and down and left and right, your Newton's Cradle is finished and ready to use.
Now you have your very own Newton's Cradle. Let's see it in action. If your marbles aren't bouncing as many times as you'd like, just make sure that they're exactly in a row, up and down and left to right. That's going to give you the best result possible. I want to thank you for joining me today for another virtual 4:30 Fun Time. I hope you had a nice time, and I'll see you soon.